Welcome to the Windows channel, and this is the Tech News Update as we are Monday, July 25th, 2016. And today in our Tech News Update, we have the European Union Data Protection Chief that actually was talking today about, encryption and backdoors and, kind of looking around what governments want to do, especially in the UK. And what he says is, first of all, encryption should be promoted, should be used everywhere. It is important, and that backdoors should actually be illegal. And this is great. I mean, this guy knows what he's talking about. He says that encryption needs to be promoted because it keeps everybody safe. And he also says that even if you didn't have encryption, it would not prevent anybody from doing bad things on the internet. It's not that type of problem that we have to face. Also, he says that the ideas of some governments of actually creating backdoors so that they can actually access devices that when needed is an extremely bad idea. Bad guys will use this, and that will make everybody unsafe, including companies and governments. So really interesting. I like that guy, and hope that he can push on and help regulations across Europe for a better and improved security. Verizon bought Yahoo, or is about to buy Yahoo, for $4.8 billion. Now, it's been a long time since Yahoo, we're talking about Yahoo being maybe purchased by some other company. About a couple of years ago, that was Microsoft was kind of interested, and then they backed off. And imagine Microsoft wanted to pay something like 30 billion for this thing, and now it's 5 billion. They would have done a really, really bad move. And finally, Verizon will acquire Yahoo for 5 billion, and it's going to be interesting to see how it transforms Yahoo's business. Yahoo is in decline for many years. It's still a profitable company, though. It's still making money, but it just doesn't know where actually it needs to be. So we're going to see, will that make any changes to Yahoo, or is it going to continue to decline until it maybe someday disappears and only a few services are left? That's going to be something interesting to see. Well, more and more, we know that Build 14393 that was pushed last week is the anniversary update. Actually, was pushed the week before, and we know that it's the anniversary update for a simple reason. Now, there was a cumulative update that brought the version 14393.3, and apparently in the works. Some people have been saying today or tomorrow we should have something of another cumulative update that will bring it to 14393.5. So that means they're starting to give cumulative updates to fix problems, which means they're not really pushing any new builds. And if they're not pushing any new builds, this is it. We know anniversary update is 14393. That's what people will have in August 2nd. And if you're an insider, well, if you've got 14393, if you install the cumulative updates, you've got anniversary update. That's pretty much it. And talking about Windows 10, if we look in the past year, as we're really getting close, we're July 25th, July 29th is the last day of free Windows 10 upgrade. And there was a interesting article where they looked back at what we had in over a year. So, in 1 year, since July 29th of last year, we apparently had 25 builds of Windows 10. And in these 25 builds, more than 5,000 enhancements were made over that year of Windows 10. Pretty cool, pretty interesting when you think about it. So it seems that, we're moving on. Another article also that I've seen where they're talking about how Windows 10 with anniversary update is kind of a mature operating system now. It has all the features that people want, and it, unlike the first version of Windows 10 last year, seems to be more finished. while the first version seemed to be a little unfinished. And so it's interesting to see as we move on to Windows 10 with other updates coming in the future, how an interesting operating system this is really becoming. Well, this is an interesting map because today there was a report that released. It said, okay, well, everybody seems to be playing Pokemon Go on the internet, and everybody seems to be really getting internet connectivity. Well, the real idea behind this is that in the world right now, 3.9 billion people are still offline and still have absolutely no internet connectivity. That's 53% of Earth's population. We seem to think that internet is everywhere and everybody has the internet now. Well, that's not the case. And look at this map. You can see how really the distribution of the internet is mostly where there are countries where people have more money. If you look at the poorest countries in the world, look at how there's just nothing. So that's kind of an interesting map, and when you look at it, it seems that there's much more space on this planet with no internet than there are with internet. So it's just something to think about. 3.9 billion people, that's 53% of Earth's population, have no internet. And finally, in another little interesting article, there was talk about how transistors will stop shrinking in 2021. We kind of reached that point where we can't shrink transistors more than we just did. They are just so small now, with some of the connections inside the transistors that are like 1 or 2 atoms thick. That's kind of really small. But that article was, because a lot of people have been saying, well, it's the end of Moore's Law. And Moore's Law is that law that says that something like every 2 years or something like that. I don't remember the exact law, but it says that the number of transistors in a processor will double, which typically means that processors or CPUs will be more powerful. And they say that law will probably continue, and for a simple reason. Instead of continuing with our old way of doing processors or CPUs now, we're thinking more of a 3D perspective of how to build a CPU, meaning we're still going to be packing much more transistors into each CPU, except that instead of having a 2-dimensional thinking, we'll have 3-dimensional thinking. So there's going to be more layers of transistors in here. So this was the Tech News Update for Monday, July 25th, 2016. If you enjoy our videos, please subscribe to our channel. You'll be informed when new videos are online. And it's, of course, going to be interesting if you subscribe. You'll know that, with the anniversary update, we'll have tons and tons of videos. And if you have any comments, questions, suggestions, let us know. And hopefully you enjoy our videos. Thank you for watching and hope that you enjoy our videos.